Welcome to the online class on the key success factors of e-government in Korea. My name is Seokjin a professor of public administration at Seoul National University. It is my pleasure to meet you via the internet to discuss the e-government policy in Korea and share the knowledge and experiences of e-government building in Korea. I hope this chapter will be helpful for you to develop e-government in your countries. This is chapter 4, whose title is Legal Framework and Policy Tools for e-government. This chapter aims to discuss the significance of legal frameworks and various policy tools that support e-government policy in the context of e-government building in Korea. This chapter will also help understand that e-government should be regarded as the socio-technical phenomenon from a holistic perspective for the successful e-government building in developing countries. The objectives are as follows. Students will be able to build an understanding of how significant laws and regulations are for successful e-government building in Korea, and to build an understanding of the effectiveness of various policy tools used for achievement of e-government policy objectives in Korea. Finally, to build an understanding that e-government should be seen as a socio-technical phenomenon from a holistic perspective for the success of e-government building. Based on the objectives, we will cover the following topics in this chapter. We will deal with the significance of the legal framework and policy tools based on e-government building experiences in Korea. And we will discuss the various acts and laws related to e-government and ICT adoption in the public sector. We will also discuss the policy tools, including stable financing and professional supporting agencies. Finally, we wrap up the Theme 1 class with concluding session.
The legal framework is concerned with establishing government relations, or broad strategic alignments at the legislative level for e-government building. The legal framework defines the formal roles of organizations participating in the e-government policy process, their accountability, resources, and concentration of authority and division of labor among agencies. Therefore, the legal framework is regarded as one of the main foundations of policy capacity for successful e-government building. A significant obstacle to new e-government services with ICT was a legal system designed to fit the existing offline administrative environment centered around paper documents. The Korean government, therefore, promoted legal system readjustment while pushing ahead with its e-government projects. The policy tools for coordination and control are concerned with the elaboration of strategies by organizational actors. The leading agencies of the e-government policy should have policy tools to make the participant agencies in the e-government building process following their policy orientations and directions. The policy tools can contribute to the development of routine, stable, and recurring modes of behavior within legal frameworks and among organizations by providing government operations with coherence and effectiveness. Let's overview the E-Government Act, one of the representative acts on e-government building in Korea. The E-Government Act was enacted to facilitate the implementation and operation of e-government, the digitalization of public services and management, a reduction of paperwork, and the promotion of e-government projects. The E-Government Act has served as the fundamental law behind e-government implementation. As e-government emerged as a national policy agenda and full-scale projects started to be carried out in 1990s, it was required to enact the laws and regulations to justify the e-government promotion and its implementation. The Korean government enacted in 2001 the Act on the Promotion of E-Government, Administrative Tasks for Implementing E-Government, the first legislation of its kind in the world. This act was amended as the E-Government Act in March 2007. The main contents of the E-Government Act center around the provision and utilization of e-government services, including basic principles for e-government policy promotion, digitalization of the civil petition processes, and the introduction of new technology-based e-government services. The Act also stipulates the establishment and utilization of electronic documents, administrative electronic signatures and common data utilization infrastructure systems, the joint use of administrative information, the introduction and utilization of information technology arcades to strengthen the operational foundations of e-government, the creation of an efficient management base for information resources, the designation of electronic government project promotion, and diagnosis and international cooperation agencies as means of implementing the e-government projects. In detail, the Act stipulates the general principles on e-government building, delivering and utilizing e-government services, and electronic administrative management. In addition, the Act also stipulates the joint use of administrative information, reinforcement of e-government operation foundation, and the promotion of e-government. E-Government Act stipulates the principles of e-government promotion. According to this Act, when e-government should be promoted, the following consideration must be made: e-literacy of the people's services, innovation and productivity and efficiency of the administrative work, securing the safety and reliability of the information systems, the protection of personal information and privacy, increasing the disclosure and joint use of administrative information, the prevention of overlapping investments and the enhancement of interoperability, and the related measures necessary to enhancing e-government. Second, it is required of the administrative agencies that they base their efforts on the information technology architecture when implementing, operating, and developing the electronic government. Third, the administrative agencies should not require applicants to submit items that can be verified electronically through joint sharing of administrative information. Finally, the personal information held and managed by administrative agencies must not be used against the wills of the parties concerned except as provided for under the Act. E-Government Act also imposes government and public agencies the duty of establishing a basic plan for e-government. This Act requires the National Assembly, the Court, the government, and other central administrative institutions must establish their basic e-government plans every 5 years and submit them to the heads of the central agencies responsible for administrative affairs. According to the E-Government Act, the following matters should be included in new basic e-government plans, such as the basic directions of e-government implementation, the guidance of medium to long-term development, the readjustment of statutes and systems, promotion of the provision and utilization of e-government services, digitalization of administrative management, and expansion of the joint use of administrative information. Besides the E-Government Act, diverse kinds of laws have been enacted to cope with social changes based on the development of ICT and regulate ICT-related affairs. Let's overview of the legislations on ICT in Korea. The laws can be broadly categorized into the promotion of the Internet and Internet industry, cybersecurity, and personal information protection. The laws related to the Internet and the Internet industry's promotion can be subdivided into legislation designed to establish the foundation for Internet services and promote the Internet industry and services. The laws on cybersecurity can be subdivided according to the fields and the target of the regulation. The laws on personal information protection can be divided into a general act concerning the protection of personal information, the Personal Information Protection Act, and specific laws, which are special laws of the Personal Information Protection Act. This table shows the laws on the promotion of the Internet and the Internet industry. This table shows the laws on cybersecurity. This table shows the laws on the personal information protection. Let's go to the new session about policy tools for successful e-government. Recognizing the importance of securing the resources needed to establish its information and communication infrastructure and e-government, Korea utilized diverse funding methods. For example, the settlement after investment method was used to establish the long-term national computing network in the 1980s. An Informatization Promotion Fund was created to establish a high-speed information network in the 1990s and 2000s. After the 2010s, the general government budget has been allocated to e-government initiatives. This table shows the details of each financing method and related legislation. Let me explain the settlement after investment method first. A total of about $700 million was needed over 10 years for carrying out the National Basic Information System project. To cope with this tremendous scale of the required funding, the Presidential Office's Office of Economic Affairs set up a subsidiary of the Korea Telecommunications Corporation, currently KT, to provide the necessary funds. In detail, Korea Data Telecom, a promotion agency for the project, invested the cost of the project with its funds first, and later retrieved the funds invested from a subsidiary of the Korea Telecommunication Corporation given by the government. Second, Informatization Promotion Fund. Korea had inherited the Informatization Promotion Fund, 1993 to 1995, which, if had operated under the Act on Research and Development of Information Communication from 1996. Between 1993 and 2001, a total of $7 million were injected into the Informatization Promotion Fund to establish high-speed networks, promote information services, develop the IT industry, and advance IT research. Through this bold and resilient input of the Informatization Promotion Fund, Korea had laid the foundation for its knowledge and information society by establishing a high-speed information communication network able to be used by anyone, anywhere. After 2005, the general government budget has been allocated to e-government initiatives because it was critical to secure necessary business expenses from the government budget in a stable manner under the President's strong leadership. The other policy tool is professional supporting agencies. The agencies in charge of policy and business promotion and support at the practical level are the National Information Society Agency, NIA, and the Korea Local Information Research and Development Institute, KLID. These agencies have been promoting practical policies and projects, including the expansion of the national computer network that laid the foundation for the spread of informatization and e-government. These agencies are currently supporting the operations of e-government promotion systems, conducting research on the related legal systems and policies, developing e-government support projects, and implementing and managing e-government. NIA, founded based on the Framework Act on National Informatization, supports the Ministry of the Interior and Safety with its electronic government headquarters. The NIA actively supports tasks such as promoting policies and businesses for mobile e-government, public innovations based on intelligent information technology, such as artificial intelligence, and the promotion of projects for discovering application services in the face of the approaching intelligent information society. KLID was established under the E-Government Act, aiming at strengthening regional competitiveness and improve residents' quality of life through regional informatization. The KLID contributes mainly to the promotion of e-governments by establishing and operating local governments' administrative information systems, fixing information system failures and strengthening security systems, and conducting research and consultation on the development of systematic informatization of local governments. You are reaching the final session of the conclusions of this class. This table shows a summary of the e-government success factors in Korea: political leadership, e-government governance, funding methods, legal framework were the key success factors in building e-government in Korea. Considering the experiences of e-government building in Korea, we can say that e-government can be regarded as a socio-technical phenomenon. That is, not only technological artifacts, but also the social and organizational aspects and elements around those artifacts contributed to the success of e-government. The ICT applications to the public sector can be an opportunity for strengthening the public administration. Still, the following factors should be established to realize the expected effect of ICT adoption to the government and the public sector. The support of governmental actions to provide information, services, administration, products. The improvement of government relationships with citizens through the creation of new communication channels, or the promotion of citizen engagement in the political or administrative process. The use of a strategy to add value to the participants in the process. To better understand e-government as a socio-technical phenomenon, we need to have a holistic perspective on the e-government. That is to say, leadership, law and regulation, governance, and IT infrastructure should be taken into consideration to achieve successful e-government. Moreover, performance evaluation on e-government, user feedback, and change management should be critical even after the implementation of e-government systems. The Korean e-government system has been developed and improved by forming the virtuous circle of the IT infrastructure, e-government policy and regulation, and the new e-government services provision as shown in this figure. The rise of new ICT technology has created demands on the new administrative services system, and to satisfy these demands, the government has reformed the related laws and regulations. As a result, new e-government services have been introduced. With this virtuous circle, innovative evolution and progressive evolution have happened simultaneously in the public sector and achieved e-government building goals in Korea. In the history of the Korean e-government system, innovative evolution and progressive evolution have happened simultaneously. The emergence of a new, innovative administrative paradigm becomes a catalyst to imminent innovative evolution, and progressive evolution continues until the next cycle of innovation begins, in a process that repeats itself about every 10 to 15 years.